Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Coming up today on HHS In Depth, you'll learn about the dog that accompanies our computer specialist, Mrs. Reibold.
Plus, find out how 2 Homestead students got their start in teaching yoga classes on their own. Those stories and more straight ahead. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Joel McChesney.
And I'm Cole Steinecker. Joel, with 5 days left in the semester, are you ready for finals next week?
Well, I'm really not ready, but I'm certainly ready for that winter break that's coming up right after.
Since the beginning of the school year, you may have noticed a dog accompanying Homestead computer specialist Mrs. Reibold. To teach you more about the dog and what her role is, here's HHS In Depth reporter Nada DeHoop.
Throughout the halls of Homestead filled with students, you may have noticed a few pets along the way. This semester, a new addition to the pets of Homestead has been added.
This is Cricket. She is called a Great Dan Doodle. So she's half Great Dane and her dad was actually a Golden Doodle. She is 5.5 months and she's about 55 pounds. So she'll probably be about 100 pounds when she's fully grown. She is going to be my service dog. I have issues with balance, and sometimes if I feel off balance, like I'm going to fall over, something like that, she's been taught to stand and be steady for me so I can catch my balance, or if I fall down, I can lean on her to stand back up.
And Cricket's vest has played a major role in keeping a balance between the home and work atmosphere that she faces each day.
When she has her vest off, she knows it's playtime and she's not working. So when she's at home, she's all puppy, running around the house, chasing the cat, those kinds of things. So it's not work all the time for her. She is still puppy, but when she wears her vest, she knows it's time to go to work.
And while the halls and classrooms are not the best place to pet Cricket, students are welcome to meet her in room 301.
When we're in here, if you want her to see you, we have the stools. You can sit down, and if she wants to come see you, she'll come see you. And if you're afraid of a dog, by all means, just let me know that no, and she knows to stay behind the desk. So when I tell her no, come back behind here, she goes under the desk and she sits down and doesn't try to intimidate or push herself too much on people.
This semester, Cricket has grown from a small puppy to a big dog and has adapted to the student atmosphere that she's been around. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Nada DeHook.
Thanks, Nada. Once again, students make sure to be considerate and do not pet Cricket in the school. While 2 Homestead students have broadened their knowledge and began teaching yoga classes of their own, HHS In Depth reporter Jenna Lane is in now to tell you all about their experience and how they got started.
Many of you may have taken a yoga class before, whether you do it for fun or just to keep your mind and body in shape. Homestead students Amelia and Claire Elliott have taken their love for yoga even further by pursuing their certification through Fusion Yoga.
My first yoga class I took was in 8th grade, but then freshman year I really started committing to it and coming multiple times a week. Once I started yoga, I knew that it was something I always was going to do, was that I wanted to teach, and I figured why not get my certification now rather than when I'm older and I have real responsibilities and a real job.
I started yoga just before my sophomore year, after I quit soccer. I decided to start teaching once I realized it would save a lot of money. I wasn't too into truly yoga, but once I took the training, my respect and also love for traditional vinyasa yoga really broadened.
The process seemed intimidating at first, but the instructor training provided a great experience to learn more about teaching yoga.
I did Fusion Summer Intensive, so it was a 5-week course. It was 200 hours. I was very nervous before my first class, but now that I've been teaching for a couple months now, it's really just like a second nature to me.
It was just my sister and I, and then 4 other women, and 2 teachers, and we would just spend 7 hours here every day doing yoga poses and talking about yogic philosophy. It was great.
Fusion Yoga provides a friendly atmosphere, and the Elliots hope to continue teaching yoga in the future.
I do plan on college and in my life to teach yoga, as it's brought me a lot of joy.
I've worked here at Fusion for 3 years now, and I've loved every second of it, so teaching is definitely in my future.
If you want to dive deeper into yoga, you have many different options to explore, including the classes taught by Amelia and Claire here at Fusion. You might even discover a new love for the practice, just like they did. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jenna Lane.
Thanks, Jenna. If you want to show your support for the Elliots, head out to their classes on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m.
We're nearing finals week, and hopefully your grades will go up just like the temperatures outside. The potential of snow has turned into rain, but keep your warm clothing out because it will still be a bit chilly. Stick around and I'll be back later to let you know what you can expect tonight and the weekend following.
Last Saturday, Homestead's very own Class Royale show choir got an incredible opportunity to perform their show's opening number, My Party, with the original band, Here Come the Mummies. This was their first time performing any part of this year's show in front of an audience, and performing at the Clyde Theater made it a unique experience for everyone. The Homestead Show Choir's competition season starts on January 29th, so be sure to catch one of their performances later this year.
You're watching HHS In Depth with Cole Steinacker and Joel McChesney.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth. We are joined now by reporter Cora Shaw. Cora, it's always exciting to hear what Homestead students are doing outside of school.
That's right, Cole. And last year we told you about inspiring filmmaker Morgan Gullett for the first time. And she's been keeping busy working on new projects. Morgan has produced and cast several times, but she recently had her first opportunity to direct a music video. The music video is called Easy For Me, performed by emerging artist Lauren Gottschall. Morgan and her team filmed in September in Dallas with a cast and crew of more than 20 full-time professional filmmakers. If you would like to watch Morgan's video, it can be viewed on several platforms, including Morgan's website shown below and on YouTube.
Looking forward to watching it. Thank you, Cora. Seniors, this is your reminder that your Graduation Pathways Semester 1 folder must be completed. Today is the due date for many module assignments. Go to your Canvas course titled Graduation Pathways 2021-2022 to complete the requirements. Remember, if you do not complete them, you will not graduate from high school.
Students, make sure you're checking your email as information regarding scheduling for next year will be coming out this weekend. Information about scheduling, scheduling sheets, and an informational video to help you with your selections will be available in an email. Scheduling will be in full swing when we get back from winter break in January, so make sure you are prepared and you have your scheduling sheet completed and ready to go. Information will also be located on the Homestead Guidance website. Simply go to the Homestead website, highlight over Guidance, and select the 2022-2023 Scheduling tab to see this information.
Seniors, if you're going to college for athletics next year, email Isabella Smith with the university you are attending, as well as a picture of you in your school merchandise. If you already sent a senior picture for the yearbook and would like to pick a different or better picture, feel free to send it to Isabella at the email address shown here.
All ski club members who will be skiing at Bittersweet on Saturday, January 8th, need to turn in your payment and all forms to Mrs. Brown by Monday, December 13th.
Pending school board approval, the South Africa trip is being rerouted to Hawaii. Go to the informational meeting on December 15th at 7 p.m. in room 906, or join the Zoom link emailed after you register for the meeting. See the QR code on the posters or check it out in the Spartan Times newsletter.
It's time once again for intramural basketball at the Y. The season starts January 10th and runs through February 25th. Games are played weekdays starting at 3 p.m. at the Jorgensen Y. The cost is $35 per person. Team packets are available in the discipline office and are due back by December 20th. Any questions can be directed to Caleb Sperry at the Y.
Chicken Nugget Club members will be meeting today after school to pick up your t-shirts. Please plan to meet right after school in room 208 if you ordered a t-shirt. The meeting should only last about 30 minutes.
Just before the school year started, Homestead administrators made the decision not to allow sophomores to purchase parking passes this year. To learn more about why this decision was made and what Homestead plans to do for sophomore drivers following this school year, here's HHS In-Depth reporter Graham DeWitt.
At the beginning of this school year, you may have noticed some changes that were made for students who drive to school. One of the biggest changes this year is that sophomores who have a license are no longer allowed to purchase a parking pass and drive to school. This is due to the construction project, which has limited the amount of spaces available for student parking.
Just really the space that we had available this year. We had a map that we got from the construction team and the exact number of spots. We just didn't want to have a junior or senior that bought a pass and didn't have a place to park.
Due to the amount of sophomores and other students in sports and extracurriculars, the parking lots are completely open to everyone after school hours.
If those kids would return, a lot of our kids go home like senior experience and then they come back right after school. all bets are off. So if you are doing one of those things and have a chance to go home, a lot of kids don't. A sophomore most likely wouldn't, but those kids could park at the end of the day.
While the timeline of the construction project is tentative, there is a projected time for when sophomores will be allowed to start buying parking passes and using the school parking lots again.
Next year's sophomores would have the ability to buy it. We don't see that this year's sophomores, unless there was some sort of process where the project was ahead of schedule, that we'd have some spaces open. But there's a new lot that's going to open up, but it won't be ready by the time this school year is done. It'll be next fall.
As the construction project continues, more and more spaces will become available for student parking. While Homestead has hit its limit of parking passes that it can sell this year, more of them will be available next year for $35. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Graham DeWitt.
Thank you, Graham. A club that's getting a makeover this year is Coding Club. HHS In-Depth reporter Yoonji Che is now in to give us a first-hand look at what goes on at the club and what their plans are for the future.
With increasing interest in the computer science field, many students are looking for opportunities to learn more about coding. At Homestead, there is a new club that is perfect for students who want to gain experience and expand their knowledge for just that, Coding Club.
So the purpose of the Coding Club is just to provide a space after school where kids who have an interest in coding, programming, gaming, cryptography, hacking, a place for folks who are kind of like-minded to get together and share those interests with each other and work on projects together.
For students to have a better idea on what the club is all about, Homestead students in Coding Club share their reasons for which the students should join the club and where it all started from.
Initially, we just wanted it to be like a place where we could learn new coding techniques, a couple new languages. And then one day someone was like, hey, why don't we make a game? And we all really felt like that was a cool thing to do.
If you plan on going into some sort of like coding career, add stuff to your portfolio, there's some sort of gratification that comes with, oh, hey, there's this thing, I did that, me. That was me, I made this. And so I think it's kind of cool just being able to make something that does a thing for other people.
Even though the club is open for anyone who is interested in coding, because they are going to be making a game for their first project, they are also looking for any student who is interested in sound design, graphic design, animation programming skills, or storytelling.
I would definitely say if you are hesitant about coming out to the club, try not to let it intimidate you. I would say computer science, maybe more so than a lot of subjects, it's very Wizard of Oz-ish when you pull back the curtain and you see what's behind the curtain, when you see what it takes to make a program or a robot run the way it runs, you'll be a lot of times amazed at how little code it takes and how easy it is to understand that code.
Coding Club is looking for a sponsor in the spot of Mr. Schnars, as he is not going to be in the building and would not be able to sponsor the club any longer. Teachers, if you are interested in sponsoring the club, please contact the email below. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Yoonji Che.
Thanks, Yoonji. Well, earlier this week certainly felt like December weather outside.
Noah Lance joins us now to tell us that the cold conditions will continue this weekend.
Thank you, Cole and Joel. The weather after school today will be a cool 50 degrees and the temperature will remain the same after the sun sets, but there will be rain throughout the day. If you're planning on making the trip north to Dwenger for the boys and girls basketball games tonight, be sure to bring a rain jacket for the walk back to your car. Taking a look at the weekend, things will really warm up as you can expect cloudy skies and a high of 58 degrees tomorrow, which will drop down below freezing to 28 degrees at night. Sunday will be a little colder with a high of 43 degrees, but there will be sunny skies. After sunset, the skies will continue to be clear and the cold down to 32 degrees. There will be a high wind gust on both Saturday and Sunday, so be prepared for the frigid wind. Will the higher temperatures continue? I'll be back later on with an outlook on the forecast for the next school week.
All right, thank you, Noah.
Next in sports, the girls and boys basketball teams picked up some huge wins over the last week.
Anthony Gary is in next with the Lock Report to get us caught up with our winter sports teams.
Next week on HHS In Depth, reporter Carly Flanagan will bring you a story about the counselors of Southwest Allen County Schools and all of the hard work that they do. Be sure to watch next week.
Welcome back to the Lock Report. I'm Anthony Gary. Homestead sports have gotten off to a promising start in the winter season so far and look to continue that heading into the winter break. The boys and girls basketball team each had impressive wins over the last week, and Caleb Wood brings you a recap of all the games.
The girls basketball team faced off against rival Carroll last Friday. Allie Stevens right out the gate with the 3-ball, giving the Spartans the early lead. Then in the second, it's Bottoms to Royst at the top of the key, sinks it, +3 for Homestead. And the Spartans would remain in the lead, up by 9 at the half. Later on, Ayanna Patterson lays one up. She put up 26 points against the Chargers, leading the team to a win 67-47 over Carroll. The boys team was also in action last Friday as they traveled to Warsaw to take on the Tigers. They came away with a 62-40 win over Warsaw. Senior Fletcher Lawyer led the team with 31 points, followed by Andrew Leeper and Tucker Day, both with 10. Moving on to Saturday, the boys team traveled all the way down to Brownsburg to play the Carmel Greyhounds. A bit of a slow start, both teams putting up less than 20 in the first half. Second half, though, the Spartans would get settled in. Kyron Kalpuiki takes one from the right wing. It's good. The junior shooting 8 points in total. Then senior Fletcher Lawyer drives in and puts up 2. And right here, Kalpuiki to Lawyer knocks in a quick 3 for the Spartans. 25 points on the night. Homestead wins by double digits, taking the win over Carmel 48-37. And finally, it's number 1 versus number 5. It's South Bend, Washington at Homestead for Tuesday night's girls matchup. A fast start as the Panthers show full court press. However, right here, Maggie Kinsley gets the ball rolling for the Spartans. South Bend, Washington would start to pull ahead. Spartans down by 8. But right here, Ayanna Patterson with the layup for Homestead. And just before the half, Allie Stevens with 3 seconds left and in. It's a 1-point game heading into the locker room. Second half, Homestead would dominate. The Panthers struggling to get shots in, and on defense, nope. A wide open Emma Royce knocks one in off the glass. Spartans up by double digits. And here's something we don't see too often. Patterson takes a shot from beyond the arc, and it's good. She put up 21 points Tuesday night. And Homestead, making a statement, knocks off number 1 ranked South Bend, Washington, 65-52.
And now, looking at the rest of the winter sports. The wrestling team lost 47-29 to Prairie Heights Wednesday night. However, the team was without 3 of their top varsity starters, so nothing to worry about. The boys and girls swim team competed Tuesday at home against Snyder. It was a very good and promising start to the season as the girls won 178-47 and the boys won 189-34. A few good swimmers and divers with really good showings on the opener were Owen Lindsay, Addison Canablo, Morgan Brown, Austin McGrogan, and Brendan Waite. Tonight, the boys and girls basketball team play in their first SAC doubleheader of the year on the road at the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Make sure you make the 15-minute trip to cheer on both of our top 5 basketball teams. For the Locker Report, I'm Anthony Gary. Make sure you follow the social media links below to catch Caleb Wood's basketball recaps as soon as they drop. Have a marvelous weekend, and Noah will have a final check of the forecast when we come back.
Take advantage of the warmer weather if you're going to do anything outside after today, because today will be the only rainy day of the next week. The warm weather will continue throughout the week with highs in the mid-40s and 50s and lows in the 30s and 40s. Next week, there should not be any rain and will be mostly cloudy. Monday will bring one of the sunniest days of the week, but one of the colder highs of 47 degrees and the coldest night of the week at 31 degrees. Tuesday and Friday will be partly cloudy, while Wednesday and Thursday will be mostly cloudy, but will bring the 2 warmest days of the week. Hopefully the warm weather will cheer you up going into finals week. Cole, Joel, back to you.
All right, thank you, Noah, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our student athletes and other performers in action this weekend.
We'll see you back here next Thursday for the final show of the semester. Have a great weekend.